Welcome everyone, I'm Jason and this is my 2022 Volkswagen Tiguan. It is an SE R-Line. And today for the first mods on this car, some really simple mods to kind of personalize and make the Tiguan a little more personalized and more individualized to you. So these are some things stand out. What we're going to attempt today is, I got some goodies here. What I have is I have some Plasti Dip. My first thing, and I'm going to walk around the car and show you, and we're going to do some emblems on the car in Plasti Dip. I do have some skins for the tail lights and for the reverse lights. And then I got some blackout tape and of course some tools I'm going to need to do this process. But let me show you what I'm going to attempt. Now, what I'm going to attempt to do is use the blackout tape on these two chrome strips here. If I'm unsuccessful with that, I'll probably Plasti Dip it. But everything else in the R-Line is basically black. I'm going to leave these chrome. The R-Line has all black trim, but where the most work is going to be done today is going to be back here on the tailgate. So I'm going to debadge the SE and the 4Motion. I am probably going to, I'm going to Plasti Dip the Tiguan, and I'm still waiting on like a smoked sticker to cover this. Of course, I'll get rid of this chrome grille once I get my real plates. Another thing that's new for the 22 is this is a complete long reflector all the way across. And on the 21s, it was just right here. So what I have for this is a small piece of smoked film, and I'm going to do from here to here on both sides. And then I'm going to use that black tape and just tape out the middle. That way I have my reflectors as legally obligated. But I just don't need this big long red stripe here in the middle. So the whole video is going to be showing how I do that. Just how I'm adding a few really inexpensive personal touches to the Tiguan. And then I have a surprise in the last minute of the video. I have another blackout feature I'm doing on the interior that's completely unnecessary, but it bugs me to death. So I'm going to leave that as a surprise. If you watch the whole video, you'll see it at the end, or if you want to skip to the end and kind of see the whole roundup of the car done and see this surprise, stay tuned. So debadging is not too hard. If these were being really stuck on, adding a little heat to them around the sun would help. It's just a little sticky tape on the back of those letters. So what I did was I just took some regular old sewing, string, and I ran it around, about 10-12 times here. So I like to just kind of get it behind it, and then just kind of, in kind of like a sliding motion, just kind of pull across and pull these off. As you can see, it wasn't even hard enough to, hurt the tape. See how I wrapped it around that E? Just pull it forward. Now all I've left is a little sticker goo. And what I like to do is I like to try to remove, the excess just with my finger. And then you can use some Goo Gone on this. Or I have some safety body solvent that body shops use to remove wax and sticker residue. And I'll use it on that. And I'll show you that. Hold on one second. Now I'm using some Aquasol safety body solvent. This won't hurt paint. This is body panel safe, paint safe. I just put a little bit on my towel, and then I just kind of rub these letters. And since it's kind of foamy stuff, it kind of absorbs that solvent. You can see they're kind of staying wet. And then after about a minute or so, they will be really soft and just able to just kind of roll off with my fingers. All right, so the 4Motion one's a little bit bigger, but anyways, I'm going to take this string, kind of work it up and down. And pull it across. Now that I have that off, I'm just going to kind of get that string all the way behind it and kind of lift up, pull at the same time. And I was able to save that 4Motion badge. If I ever want to put it back on, it's just going to need some tape. But this is a bigger piece, as you can see, so I'm just going to kind of grab it and slowly work my way down. Off it. Beautiful, came out really clean. I still will use some safety body solvent on it. It's been soaking with that solvent, And this is the same effects you'd have if you use the orange Goo Gone. You would just kind of spray the Goo Gone right onto this. It's just getting gummy all balled up on me here, so that's what I wanted it to do. You just don't want to scrape on this with any type of razor blade or pry toolbar or credit card or anything like that, because it would scratch up your paint. You know, at the most, your fingernail pressure through the towel, but as you can see, it's just getting gooey and coming off in these little tiny goo balls here. Just takes a little work. I'll show you how easy these are to get off with just this little string thing. Just kind of go across these letters and they literally just fall right off. You know, that one wasn't even a slicing, I was just kind of pulling. We'll finish these up and get this cleaned up. I already got the other ones all cleaned off, looking good. So I'll finish these up with the same process, some solvent. Okay, so I have these two skins, and I'll have a link in the description for the company who makes these if I think they're any good. And it's basically just going to go over the tail light. This part just this part right here. That way I still have my nice reflector from behind. Everything's going to kind of smoke this out, and a little piece for right here. Let's just start by doing what they recommend, and that's just, and it's supplied with the kit, is alcohol prep wipe. These are a wet application, so you will need a squeegee, a towel, and you know, microfiber towel for padding on the squeegee and stuff. So we're gonna get way up in there as far as we can because it's gonna tuck a little bit. I will just go ahead and do the whole light while I'm here because we will be doing some other parts of it. So now we are doing a wet application, so this doesn't have to be smear free with the alcohol, but I still like to just take a towel and make sure there's no lint. If you're really paranoid about lint, you could use like an air blower really quick, but I don't actually see any. Nice soft squeegee. I'm going to use that same microfiber towel. And then the only other thing I did, it said do 1/3 isopropyl alcohol, 2/3 water in a little mix. You know, a drop of baby oil in there, or soap if you need, but I've usually never done that. So it says get it wet. Get your fingers wet before you touch it, that way you don't leave fingerprints in the film. We're going to determine which one I'm going to be peeling off right now. It looks like I'm going to peel this one. This one's going to be the one I'm going to do. So I'm going to put that towards me. I'm going to spray a little. It's brand new trigger. Let me get it going here. I don't know what's in it from the turn to a fine mist. No big deal there, just a little bit. Okay, so now to try to put this on, I'm gonna get my fingers a little wet. My fingers are wet, I threw a little wetness on here. Now with it having the mixture on it, you will be able to move it around a little bit. Okay, so it's looking pretty good. I'm gonna get that top off. leave that wrinkle there. I'm going to pull that out a little that way. Alright, I kind of like the way that fits. It's very nice. No problem with it. Alright, so I do like this. I'm going to take it and work that alcohol water out. Go to each way, kind of up the middle. Make sure that's not a lip hanging off the edge there, and it is not. Okay, take this and now I'm really applying some pressure now, so I'm trying to use the towel as so I don't scrape into this vinyl here. Everything came out pretty good, so I got some bubbles right here. I'm not happy with that, but I will see what I can do about them. And some of them will dry up also. And I can also add a little heat to this. But I'm gonna see if I can really push them through. Here's this long piece. Same deal, just get it kind of wet. The last little part of it, it's just putting a little smoke over this and a little smoke over this. They're labeled left and right, so it looks like they have a backing film. On them, so this is where you just hold the backing film where you need it. And then just give it a swipe over. You can use a squeegee or just rub it hard down and then just peel the backer off. Very subtle smoke film. These should shine super bright through it still. I actually like this smoked film better than I do this blackout film. It seems like a higher quality, more of like a 3M type. You know what I mean? And it spreads better. There's not a single bubble line or anything on these. It's super thin compared to this stuff. So, we'll see. But that tail light now, we're still leaving all the original brake on here and reflector. So this, for a safety aspect, we're not blacking out this whole tail light, but we get rid of the light parts and kind of, give it a shadow. So it's a lot more of a shadow look now on that tail light. A lot nicer. Okay, so like I was saying earlier, what was new for the 22s is this is a completely red reflector all the way across. It does not light up, and it doesn't go with the theme of the black R line. So what I have for this is a smoked transparent film, and I'm gonna put it from this crease line all the way across here on both sides, but in the middle I'm just gonna use that black flat tape, the same stuff that I used on the front grille. So I know, like I said, I'm going to take one solid piece, make it a little longer, just tear, peel a little starter off, great. Now I'm going to work this. Kind of releasing it from the top here and then pressing up. That way I'm not getting any little bubbles. Okay. That was easy. Now that is proper. Press it. Like I said, that's just tape, and that's kind of transparent vinyl. That way I can still get it, still have a reflector on it. And like these don't light up, so nobody has to worry about seeing my brake lights. I already did that part. Now what I have is some little badge covers for the reflector here. So you see what I mean by this transfer paper. It's just this clear on here. Now I'm going to get off my chair and get a little lower. Now if you stick it on crooked, you can just pull it off. We're going to eyeball the whole entire thing. I think we just about got it right. Put the transfer paper down at the top, look at it, pull, and then I'm going to take my finger from the top down to the bottom. I'm just going to rub, and this creates a little heat in the transfer. I'm going to take my fingernail from my thumb, kind of press into the crack a little bit, even though I haven't pulled that transfer tape off yet. It's not really big or smoked vinyl, so it's not like it's tucking, but then we're going to take this clear right here. We're just going to pull it off, and I guess you consider that 180 degrees. Downward position there. This is a nice little clean mod. Now if you had a different color, got with some blackout tape. It's one piece long, it's 1 3/8 inch by 20 foot, and I was hoping to do this grill with it. So in my experimentation, it'll look really good on this, but it's not wide enough for this. So for now, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this top piece with it and see how that looks, and then I'll decide what I'm going to do with the bottom. But I'm going to go get the front top piece done here. I've cleaned it really good and solvented it. I guess the easiest way to do this would just be get the piece a little longer than you need. Stuff tears real easy. It's very, very flexible, so you do not want to pull it and stretch it. I want to have it just go just a tad. Alright, so I'm going to just start laying it down. Now, the whole time I've been doing this, I've been trying not to pull, to stretch it. Alright, now I'm going to go over it. I'm going to release a little bit on that. Now, I've kind of gone a little high, and the rest is going to tuck without a problem. But the high part is not a problem. Actually just using my fingernails to just kind of press it down in there. Went a little high there, can't pull it. So now I've got it all at the top, pressed down really well, except I'm a little high right here, so I'm going to take this side off. You can work with the film a little bit. It's just as you're pulling it off, you don't want to stretch it also. So I just want a little high. Now, as you can see, you can press that down in there, get it tucked just a little bit with my fingernail. Now don't worry about the ends right now, you're just going to keep it taped. In a minute we're going to worry about that. But so that there's no bubbles, we're going to pull. I'm not getting any bubbles at all. Now I do have a blade here, I am going to have to do a little trimming. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it right by the headlight and not press into the headlight at all. I'm going to go straight down. Okay. And then I'm just going to use my fingernail and tuck this down. Now I have a little bit of a wing here. I'm going to take over. Nobody will ever see that. I mean, get that pressed. And now if you have a squeegee, you can press the squeegee down in there really far too, which I do. You've seen me use it here today. But for now, that's done. Pressed nice. Just going to take a little bit off around this badge. To help tuck it. I think right now from the squeegee would come in very handy. Perfect. I don't know if you could tell what I was doing there, but I was actually using my fingernail to score that. Put a little excess off and then go down there, a little trim piece. And once again, I want to tuck that nice and tight. Make sure the whole bottom is pressed good. surprise. And at the end, I'll do a walk around outside of the cleaned up Tiguan with all the new blackout done. But here is the surprise. It is on the interior, and it is these warning things, and it is a patch cover for it. And that's it. Nobody would have expected that, but these things annoy me very big time, especially when you have these things open and people can see from the outside. So I will just stick them on and show you what it looks like. Thank you. Bye. Smoke markers. So what I didn't say is part of this whole smoke package is I did get the front windows tinted, the ones that directly to the left and right of the driver, in 20%. And I did a front sun strip pretty far down in 5%. I just love having sun strips in my cars, and the 20% on the side matches the factory tint level, so that gives the Tiguan a nice look. Black R-line. So here's a kind of a view of the back. I like it a lot more. I'm glad that red reflector is gone down here, and the little bit in the tail lights actually looks pretty good. I would say, unless you're up really close, you're not going to see those little bubbles, but a lot of those will go away as the water underneath dries. I think it's a nice subtle look. I really do think it adds a lot to the car. So first mods are done. Stay tuned. Like I said, this is going to be a whole video series of doing things to the Tiguan. Maybe in the future, coilovers, air ride, big stereo. You know, all the stuff I've done with the other cars, might be doing on this. So stay tuned, and I'll bring you more videos. So definitely hit that subscribe and that like button. So that's a wrap.